Well, I'm Jim Longworth, and welcome to another edition of Triad Today, coming to you once again from the Cedar Botanical Garden in Kernersville, and we'll tell you more about them later on. And later on, by the way, is when the roundtable will show up, and we'll get into a whole lot of controversy, so stay tuned for that, gang. And between now and then, some great guests, important information coming your way with sort of a theme that will weave in and out of the show, talking about kids in one respect or another. And we're going to start, in fact, on that topic. Not with two kids, with two young adults who are going to help me through a very special announcement to help a very special museum. On my immediate right, Melissa Whitner. She's Senior Vice President of Software Engineering at Inmar Intelligence, and we welcome you to the program.
Thanks for having us.
And Elizabeth Dampier is Executive Director of something called Collidium, and if you don't know what that is, I'm going to ask her in just a minute, so we're going to hold on to you for a second, and we'll be back. I'm going to start with Melissa, though. Our good friend David Mounts, your leader, who has been on this show many times before, and a lot of members of the team at Inmar, have been very active in STEM education, in science, technology, engineering, and math, where, trying to get young people motivated, this kind of thing. Why is that focus so important to you guys?
So Inmar Intelligence is basically a data and technology company. So our critical product basically is engineering and innovation, both in the hardware and the software worlds, along with a lot of big data that we use to help businesses solve their problems. And it's really important for us to have a pool of engineers and the community surrounding us also be prepared to help us in those endeavors, but not just for that, but to be a good citizen in the community as well.
Sure.
And help with that type of education for young children.
And like you said, it's a good way of recruiting good talent as those kids get older and get excited. Well, I want to turn to Elizabeth for a minute, because I sort of teased at the beginning that there's something neat going on and a partnership, sort of a relationship between the museum and Inmar. Now, first of all, remind us what Collidium is all about, and from what museums and entities did it grow out of?
Sure. For those of you, you may recall visiting many years ago either SciWorks or the Nature Science Center, or you may have taken grandkids or children to the Children's Museum.
Why are you looking at me when you say grandkids?
Because you look like you would be a great grandfather type that would bring your grandkids to museums for fun and learning.
Now she's turning me into a great grandfather. No, I know. No, we know about SciWorks and all that stuff. Great stuff.
Absolutely.
So, but all that went into what now?
It did. In 2016, SciWorks and the Children's Museum of Winston-Salem merged to become Collidium.
Okay.
We had a lot of conversation about how can we really serve this community together and do it better and stronger, and we decided that we could do that better together.
And there's a PRISM initiative that you're involved in. What is that about?
We are so excited to announce a partnership with Inmar, also with the L. David Mounts Foundation. So in relationship with David, he has given a gift of $2.25 million to the museum for really two pieces. One is to start what we're calling the PRISM initiative, which is really focused on engineering and innovation education for young people all the way up through adults in our community.
Starting as young as what?
Starting as young as birth. One of the things that we know about kids is that there are early building block skills around literacy and math that start very, very early. So how do we really create experiences for families and kids to engage in that grows that interest, that grows that curiosity, so that they want to learn more, they want to experience more. And then that allows us to also grow their skills and really scaffold that, so that if they go through our program, if they go through our exhibits, then they come out hopefully ready for jobs of the future and ready with the skills that they need to be able to do that successfully.
And a fun place. Now, is this one museum, one facility where you're talking about all these great things going on? Do you have two facilities? Just remind us about that.
Sure. So currently we have two facilities. We call Collidium North, the former SciWorks, Collidium Downtown, the former Children's Museum. But I am excited to say that we are building a new building. So we will be located in downtown in a new building. We are hoping to break ground in August.
So will everything go into the new building?
Everything will go into the new building, as well as with David's gift through the foundation, the Mounts Robotics Center, which is an integral part of some of the things he works with in terms of robotics and education for young people, that will also be housed at Collidium North and then in the new building.
Yeah, Melissa, we have just a few seconds left. Now, you have some of your engineers involved in this too?
Yes, along with David's endowment, Inmar Intelligence is contributing 2 loaned executives to the Caladium program. In fact, that's why I'm here, because they're busy working today. And it's very important for us to make sure that we're supporting the community, and we've got 2 of the best engineers that we have helping out. They've got a lot of experience in robotics and drones and that technology initiative, so very excited.
I just think that's great. Up on screen, Caladium.org is the website, Caladium.org. Please check that out, and Inmar.com, as we thank David Mounts and his team for all they're doing, and especially for this very generous gift that's going to have an impact for many, many years to come. Ladies, thanks for doing this.
Thanks
you.
for having
Appreciate
us.
it.
We'll be right back. Back now on Triad Today as we continue to talk about kids and how great they are and ways to serve them and, in this case, protect them. And we have 2 great ladies here to talk about injury prevention and other things. On my immediate right, Dr. Leah Sieran. She's a pediatric surgeon at Brenner Children's Hospital, Wake Forest Baptist Health. And socially distanced behind us, our good friend Lily Beckles, who's Pediatric Injury Prevention Coordinator at Brenner. We welcome both of you ladies. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much.
Doc, we're going to start with you. Can I call you Leah?
Yes, please.
And you can call me sir. Don't do that. There seems to be a lot of, I know as this show airs, some people watch it Saturday, some on Sundays, and of course they say, well, fireworks on Saturday, fireworks on Sunday, we've got that whole holiday. But throughout the summer, people seem to set off fireworks. And that sets off a lot of injuries, and that means pediatric injuries too. What do we need to know to prevent those?
Yeah, that's a tough one because there are a lot of fireworks at this time of year and throughout the year. But I would say the best way to keep children safe from fireworks is to just not have them at home. There are lots of public displays of fireworks, especially around the 4th of July, and so we can enjoy the beauty of the fireworks by sitting in our cars or sitting on a grass field and watching the show.
Watching professionals do
yes.
it.
So that would be my first recommendation, is just enjoy the public shows, and that keeps everybody safe and at a distance.
Now, you're preaching to the choir here, because I've been writing about that in my column for years, and how dangerous it is for these fireworks and so unnecessary. I mean, if you want to do a little sparkler, that's fine, but the heavy stuff, like you said, go see a professional do it. And Doc, while I have you there, let's talk about ATVs, dirt bikes. A lot of injuries there. So the same kind of question, what should parents know about prevention of injuries for that?
I think first and foremost, it's important for the children to have the appropriate protective gear. Helmets, chest pads, sometimes knee and elbow pads, depending on the ATV or the bike. Also, not having additional riders, one rider only, and also ensuring that small children are not riding big ATVs.
Right. Parents should know better than that, but again, yeah, I'm glad you said that. Good common sense advice, and maybe folks in earshot of what you just said will listen to that. Lily, let me turn to you a second. Let's talk about something that people see. I have something item here. I don't know if you can tell on camera or not, but it's a life preserver, right? Now, a lot of swimming is going to go on for the summer months. Kids and adults, and kids get excited about going in for swimming. Similar question to what I asked Leah. What's your biggest concern about swimming safety?
So we live in a wonderful state where we have a lot of access to water, different types of water source. So it is not the same when a child learns how to swim in a swimming pool to be going to the lake, the creek, the river. So it's very important that parents remember that children need to be supervised at all times.
No matter where they're swimming.
No matter where they're swimming. The temperature in open water is different from the swimming pool.
Colder?
Colder, and then you may have vegetation, different, the ground is uneven, it's different, it's not as clear, so you're not able to see. The importance of everyone, if you're gonna get on a boat or be in open water, wearing a U.S. Coast Guard approved.
And that's what we
life
have right
vest.
here. This is U.S. Coast Guard approved. That's so important. I appreciate you saying that. And what we didn't have time to go into, I want to get her back sometime. She started as a volunteer at Wake Forest Baptist a long time ago, and we appreciate your service there too.
Thank you.
And also for what both of you are doing about safety. Up on screen, wakehealth.edu is the general website, wakehealth.edu. scitetech.edu. Such an important message from you, Doc, and great service, and as a great coordinator from you, Lily. Thanks for all you do.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back after this. On Triad Today and throughout the program, we sort of talk about kids of one age or another. Now we're going to up that age a little bit, talk about college-age kids. And next to me is a lady who looks like she's still in college. But we welcome back Mason Sawyer. She's Vice President, Student Success Services at Forsyth Tech. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much.
Now, you sent me an email not long ago, and you said that you wanted to say something about, and I'm going to put in quotes, the class of 2021 college commitment. Now, what does that mean?
Yes. Oh, it's so wonderful, Jim. We're so excited because what we've done is use some of the funding we got from the governor's long leave commitment program that he's given us to all community colleges, but we're kind of tackling on, putting stuff on top of that. And basically, if you graduated high school in North Carolina in 2021, just a few weeks ago, you can come to Forsyth Tech for free.
Wow. So all you have to do is show that you graduated from a North Carolina high school. So it's for in-state kids. Mm-hmm. That's really something. Now, is there any other eligibility requirement? I mean, when you say you just graduate, does there have to be a grade point average, or is there a limit on the number of people that can come to Forsyth Tech, or what?
No, we'll take as many as we can, and there's no grade point average. And actually, it's any North Carolina graduate, I should say that, clarify that just a little bit, because it could be a homeschooler, it can be a private school, it can be any public school. Anybody who graduated in 2021 can come and get all of their tuition, books, and fees covered.
I just think that's great. Now, let me ask you, you mentioned already about the program from the governor that's helping to fund this, but my instincts tell me that nothing takes care of everything. So how else are you and Dr. Spriggs, everybody at Forsyth Tech funding this?
Absolutely. So yes, the long leaf is the base. That's the foundation for what we're doing. But our wonderful Forsyth Tech Foundation, along with other scholarships and grants that the students can get through eligibility through their FAFSA, that's how it's being done. We're pulling money from anywhere we can to make sure that we actually fulfill our promise. We say we're a place of promise, and we want to do that.
And primarily, as I understand it, most of these kids, I call them kids, will come from Forsyth and Stokes area, right?
Yes.
What will this mean to those counties, to the graduates, to the parents? Just give me sort of an overall feel for what this is going to mean.
Absolutely. So what we realize is that there are people who want to come to school, and for reasons that may sometimes be beyond their scope, they don't have a way to get there. They can't afford it. So what we want to do is just open it up to everyone, that anyone who wants to come, regardless of where they live, they can come to Forsyth Tech and gain the credential that they need to expand their life, and to be that equitable catalyst that we say that we are, and that we move and empower lives and transform communities and give them what they need to succeed.
When I was introducing you, and people have seen you on the show before, but they saw your title come up, and they see words in your title like student success. And it makes me think, Dr. Spriggs, Janet's been on here many times before talking about things like that, student success. So my last question to you is, in terms of your overall mission, Forsyth Tech's mission, this program that you're doing with the 2021 graduate, it seems to fit like a glove into that mission of what you believe student service success is about.
Absolutely. We do the original mission of the community colleges. We take them in our doors and take them as far as they can go. They come in however they are, and we take them as far as they can go. To me, that's success. Whatever you want to do, we're going to get you there and allow you to do it.
Yeah, I think that's great. I love what you're doing. Up on screen, just so people can get more information in general about Forsyth Tech, and then you can work your way through that website to see all the sorts of things about curriculum and everything else. You can go to www.forsythtech.edu, www.forsythtech.edu, and I just appreciate what you're doing. I know you've got a function that you've got to get to, and we appreciate you taking time here. So continued success, and keep me posted on everything.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll be right back. Triad Today, and as throughout the program, we've talked about kids of all ages, and now let's hone in on girls specifically and Girl Scouts in particular. And we have somebody here who is closely affiliated with Girl Scouts. We're going to meet her right now, first-time visitor to Triad Today. June Sisk is lead outside recruitment manager for Girl Scouts Carolinas Peaks to Piedmont, which is a huge council. I mean, it's a huge area that you cover, right?
Yes, we actually serve 40 counties in the western and central part of North Carolina.
My Lord. So you have to travel around and know what's going on in all those counties.
Well, yeah, I have
Yeah.
a team of me that do that.
Yeah.
I work in about 9 of those counties.
And I think I'm not good with numbers, but thousands and thousands of girls participate in Girl Scouts just in your area, right?
Yes, and across the country too, and the world.
Yeah. The pandemic had an impact on summer camps last year. Everybody knows that, and everything was virtual for a while. So I guess my question is everything back to normal now, number one, and number two, are you still offering any kind of online experiences for girls?
Well, I'm happy to say that our girls are back at camp. Yes, we've had a little bit of modifications here and there to deal with the whole COVID situations, but our girls are back doing archery and canoeing and singing under the trees and making friends and memories that last a lifetime.
Right.
We do still currently do have some virtual options available. We've got camp experiences and stuff that happen all year, but Girl Scouts is not just about summer camp. We have outdoor experiences that last all year long.
Right.
You can go on our website and look. We have programs for the families on the weekends. We have programs the girls can do, and our Girl Scout troops also in their individual counties offer a lot of outdoor experiences.
Now, let me ask you, maybe this is a stupid question because I guess you're going to say yes, but I mean, do you still need and look for adult Girl Scout volunteers? Is that important?
Yes, always. And you don't just have to lead a troop to be a volunteer. Girl Scout volunteers can be men and women. We've got a lot of great Girl Scout male leaders. We've got doodads. We also have episodic volunteers. You don't have to be a Girl Scout leader and commit to a school year. If you have a special skill, we joined forces with a lot of community partners, like if you own a mechanic shop and want to teach the auto care badge, or if you love art and want to work with girls, if you have a background in equestrian, finance, anything that you do and you're successful as, you can impact a girl's life with that.
I didn't realize.
And I guarantee you we have a badge for it too.
That's pretty cool. You know, now that I think back on it, my late father was involved with Boy Scouts for a while and also helping with Girl Scouts. And he was an artist, and he would sort of teach art and that kind of thing. So that's pretty neat. Now, how can somebody set up a Girl Scout troop in their town if there isn't one there, or maybe they want to set up another one? How can they do that?
Well, my dream way for that to happen is for someone to pick up the phone and call us at Girl Scouts Carolinas Peaks to Piedmont and say, "Hi, my name is,"
Yeah.
and my friend and I have little girls, and we would like to meet at ABC United Methodist Church.
Wherever the church or wherever.
Yeah, that would be perfect if you already had a co-leader picked out and a location and a little group of friends. But if you don't have that, that's okay. All you have to do is have a heart for wanting to change a girl's future. You pick up the phone and call us, we'll connect you with volunteers in your area, and we will help you fill your troop up with girls, because there are girls out there that want the Girl Scout experience.
And you were telling me before we started this segment that it was actually your daughter that got you involved. Usually you sort of say, well, an adult's going to get the kid involved, but you went the other way.
Yeah, she came home second day of kindergarten with a sticker on her shirt and said, "Mommy, I'm going to be a Girl Scout." I said, "Okay, let's go." 2 nights later, we're at her elementary school, and they're like, "She can be a Girl Scout, but we don't have any leaders." And I raised my hand. And 11 years later, we've had 61 girls in her troop. My husband is her leader. I now have the honor and privilege of working for Girl Scouts and sharing that movement and experience with girls.
With a lot of girls.
And adults every day.
I just think it's great. Up on the screen, you mentioned a phone number. I want to put up the website first. Girl Scouts P2P, which of course we told you what the full name of that is, but the website is girlscoutsp2p.org, or you can call 800-672-2148, 800-672-2148. June, thanks for all you do, and keep it going.
All right, thank you for having me.
All right, we'll be right back. Now on Triad Today, just about time for the roundtable, but a quick shout out and thanks to the good folks here at Senior Botanical Garden in Kernersville. Their website's on screen. Hope you'll visit that and visit the garden. You can come out and have your wedding receptions and luncheons and whatever. It's a great place. And this is always a great place when these three guys are here. Next to me on my right is Ogie Overman, who's really on the left, but he's on the right. He's on the political left. Back behind him, Dr. Don Martin, who is Vice Chair of the Forsyth County Commissioners, and Keith Granberry, founder of Helping Hands Consultants. Guys, last week, state lawmakers voted to end the mask mandate for schools, but hardly any students have been vaccinated yet. And the new Delta strain of COVID is on the way. So my question is, are you okay with lifting the mask mandate for schools, Ogie?
Well, they're presuming that people have enough sense to get their kids vaccinated. Unfortunately, that's a false premise. People are really stupid, Jim. What is wrong with people?
So you don't think...
Why isn't there a mandate on getting vaccinated like it was for polio and smallpox?
Yeah, there should be.
When we were kids.
Should be. Don?
I'm not okay. I think health department people, the DHHS people should make that decision on masks for kids.
Not the educators. And
Exactly.
you were a superintendent.
Well, and you have to take medical advice in areas that are not your expertise, and that's not the expertise of educators.
Interesting. Mr. Granberry.
I don't understand what they don't understand about everyone is not vaccinated. Most kids aren't vaccinated. There's a new strain. Even if there's not a new strain, they're still not vaccinated. The disease, this is still here, and it's killing people every day.
That's
and
right.
People act like it's normal. It's not.
It's not. And meanwhile, those same legislators are proposing to raise the age for marrying to 16. And the background on this is currently a 14-year-old girl, for example, can get married if she is pregnant and if she is the marriage is authorized by a judge. But the legislators want to say across the board, you got to be 16 for this thing to kick in. Ogie, you okay with that?
There's so much wrong with this question, Jim. Everything about it is 14, pregnant, and having to get a judge, okay, your marriage. How long is that marriage going to last? What chance has that kid got? There's a bigger problem in that. The
Absolutely.
age, 16, who doesn't matter.
Don.
I'm certainly okay with raising it, and I think a lot of folks have tried to get away with rape issues by saying it wasn't by marrying.
Right. Keith.
This is crazy. No one should be getting married at 14. No one should be getting married at 16. You haven't even finished high school yet. There needs to be some laws changed.
You think it need to go up?
It need to go up, absolutely.
All right, speaking of kids, a Pennsylvania high school cheerleader was suspended for posting an F-word rant on social media, but the Supreme Court just ruled that she can't be punished for that because what you say or write or post is free speech if it's done off school grounds. Guys, do you side with the cheerleader or the school? She was a representative of the school in a way. What do you think, Ogie?
I don't think so, Jim. I side with the cheerleader. What you do off campus and social media, that's going on all the time. F words are common as can be. Come on.
Don.
Well, I used to teach a school law class, and in 1969, the Supreme Court said that students do not shed their constitutional right to free speech, basically, when they enter the schoolhouse. So if you're not in the schoolhouse, and even when you're in the schoolhouse, you have certain First Amendment rights. So clearly outside, I agree with the affirmation of the 1969 case.
All right, Keith.
I think that the cheerleader is absolutely right. When people start monitoring your social media and controlling your life, we got an even bigger problem. So the cheerleader's absolutely right.
All right, there have been a record number of violent incidents aboard commercial flights this year, so unions representing both the pilots and the flight attendants have asked the FAA to strictly enforce existing laws. They don't need any new laws, and those existing laws say that you get 20 years in prison if you, quote, intimidate or interfere with crew members. You want to see more jail time for violent passengers since the law's on the books, Hogan?
Yes, I do. I absolutely do. This has gotten out of hand, Jim. People are nuts on it. They're out free again, seemingly, and they're going crazy.
Dr. Martin.
I agree.
Keith.
I don't know. I mean, when you start giving people the rights to determine what is a law and against the law, I think that's a problem. I don't know. I mean, it has to be something that constitutes this assault. It has to be something very violent. It can't just be them talking against you.
Back to them.
It can't be that. It has to be some rules around that.
All right, talk a little bit about e-cigarettes and vape and that kind of thing. A big settlement was just made by North Carolina by one of the companies who was accused of allegedly marketing to young people. Now, getting away from the young person issue, very quickly, the question is, years ago, tobacco cigarette ads were taken off of TV, but these vape and e-cigarettes have some nicotine to them. So are you guys okay with these ads running on TV in general? Quickly, Ogie?
No, the law just hadn't caught up with it. They'll eventually ban them from TV, too.
Don.
Under current law, it's probably okay. I think there still is a notice that it contains nicotine. But I agree with Ogie. I think the law will catch up.
Keith.
I think that once the law catches up, they'll come up with something different. It's money and power trumps everything when it comes to TV ads. So they'll find a way around that too.
All right, back to the state capitol quickly. House members have passed a bill which forbid local governments from removing trees on private property. Don Martin of the Commissioners from moving the trees on private property without first seeking permission from the General Assembly. So Don or anybody, a city, a county official, couldn't just go over to Ogie's house and say we need to have some trees taken down unless the General Assembly approves of it quickly. Should the Senate affirm or kill this legislation? Ogie.
I'm going to defer to Don. Just knee jerk says local governments just can't come in for public domain, or they've got to have a good reason anyway. So yeah,
I agree. The Senate should affirm that local governments do not need to regulate trees on your personal property.
Quickly, Keith.
Why would someone allow anyone to come on their own personal property and take trees off? This is crazy. Don't they have other things they got better to do?
No,
Or to prevent you from cutting your own tree down.
Or from preventing you from cutting. That's right.
Crazy. How about getting a law that allows people to vote? How about that? Let's do that law.
That's right. All right. They'll tear you down for that. All right. Well, finally, guys, very quickly, the Pentagon just released a report confirming that officially 144 UFO sightings have taken place over the past 2 decades. Guys, have you ever seen a UFO or anything strange at night, Ogie?
I haven't. My brother has, but I watch Ancient Aliens on History Channel all the time.
You think it's real?
They've been among us for millions of years.
Don, you seen it?
Well, I've seen some things that I didn't know what it was, but I just assumed
That was
it probably
Keith.
a satellite or something.
Yeah. Keith, you seen anything strange?
Yeah, I saw something strange. It was a black Chevy truck driving down the road, and I thought it was a UFO. Was that you? No. It looked strange to me.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what's going to look strange in a minute. All right, that's all the time we have. Oh, except for this. Female Olympic athletes have now signed an exclusive deal with Kim Kardashian to wear the pajamas that she designed. Said one of the female hurdlers, man, these Kardashian PJs are so comfortable, I feel like jumping into bed more often. I'm not sure what that means. I guess they're just comfortable. They're just comfortable.
Right.
All right, for all of us here at UFO Central, I'm Jim Longworth. We'll see you next week.